So karma, this literally means the law of nature, which requires that every doer shall receive the exact result or reward of his actions. Simple. That is what it is. It is nothing more or less than the well-known law of cause and effect, in simple terms. In physics, as the law of compensation or balance or equilibrium. So you may find different terminologies, but in simple, basic words of explaining, it is this law of nature that no one can trespass. We are all in it, within it, and we have to work through it to rise above it. Because it is it can be transmuted. All karmas can be transmuted, but the ultimate freedom is once you work your way through beyond the Premananda, beyond the void and into divinity. So that is where a true soul is liberated. Otherwise, we are working through these various karmas on various regions of this entire universe, and it includes this lifetime and past lifetimes, and in other universes, other galaxies. It's a very, very complex dynamic of karmas, and it's a bit complicated to fully understand it until you, in a way, transcend the creations and manifestations and have the ability to see through this nature of this law. But otherwise, we are bound by it and we are binded. The soul is binded to keep returning to heal or resolve, in other words, pay the debts, clear balance the account, and so that no soul can run away from this reality of this world that we live in, the civilized world. There is also an official recognition of karma, though it's not mentioned in that way, but it is just the same, because it's about rewards and punishment. So whenever you do great in any way within this civilization, you receive rewards. You get a promotion in your work, or things happen in a way where you receive a reward. Otherwise, when people are not following these laws, punishments are there to, in a way, balance out what one has created. So it is there in the West, but it is not taken so deeply from a spiritual angle. It is really about this principle. So in ethics, in civil and criminal law, there is this basic reward and punishment, and it's a decision taken from if something is right or something is wrong. So there's a right and wrong conduct. And from there is an evaluation, because there's a right action to those who create good karma, and bad actions create bad karma. So this is the simplest possible solution of many questions of what is right and what is wrong, and what happens when we do wrong and what happens when we do right. It is this nature of cause and effect, and according to the actions, creation, manifestation happens. So in the ethics of Jesus, karma was known and was reduced to the simple question of receiving what one has earned and what one has sown. In the law of Moses, it was reduced to the rule of an eye for an eye or a tooth for a tooth. So this was also referring to karma. So it's in the spiritual science that it is called karma, but it is all the same law on various degrees or higher spiritual way of looking at it. The underlying principle is that every act performed by anybody must be followed by its natural and legitimate results. So this is a law so universal that it's amazing why all men have not really fully grasped this significance of karma. Because if it has been fully applied as a human being through his ethics and morals, then one can fully come out of ignorance and really recognizing that even a word has an impact. If you say a word to another that hurts another, that too is also hurting you partially. And that too is also affecting the collective consciousness and your environment. So to a certain degree, everyone is getting affected. And by that word, in a way, it's never the same. Something has changed, something has happened. Some distortions has taken place. Thus, some further effort is needed to compensate that and to bring that back into harmony. It requires a lot of effort, even by just one single word, let alone all the bad actions of bad intentions in our collective human consciousness, and how that becomes a trap to all the souls swimming in the same collective consciousness, let alone one's own soul's karma. So as you can see, this is very, very complex, and this is why riding this wave of the golden age as it slowly comes true is in a very important time to resolve the unresolved, to bring a higher balance, to bring a higher harmony, and so that these souls can be liberated, truly liberated, because otherwise we can keep swimming in the same ocean of this entrapment, and it can take eons to fully free yourself up. Otherwise, of course, who is very responsible and very much aware and taking full responsibility for oneself, well, that of course will accelerate much, much faster. And in this lifetime, many of you here and many awakened beings know that this is the lifetime to complete all the unresolved work, not just in this one lifetime, but of all lifetimes, in all regions of the whole creation. and manifestation. So this law of karma demands that every living being, every creature, from primordial to the human brain, from amoeba to archangels, from mind to soul, to the creator of the three worlds, everyone must receive the exact balance of accounts. So it's the precise compensation for each and every act. And so that is karma. No one can run away from it. And everybody has the exact amount according to the creation that has been acted upon. So the law is there for everyone. And no matter if you see someone in some high ranking, some politicians or some high ranking in religion, this does not really matter at all, because all souls have this action and reaction, and according to what has been done, that's the law of physics. And that action and reaction are equal, but simply opposite in the directions. So sometimes people get really winded up and they get really upset with the world, and they really feel that there's no justice in the world. And how come that is possible? But justice is there. It may not be seen in front of the eyes, but yet it is there. Because something may not be resolved just yet. It may be resolved later. It may be resolved after the death of that being. So sometimes people can get a bit stuck about injustice because they don't see justice. They don't see it happen. And you see, sometimes it just doesn't balance out right away. Sometimes it takes time. You know, that debt is placed anyways in your causal body. It will be there. It will be there for the right time to pay that debt. And if by the end of the lifetime, if it's not yet paid, it will be transferred to any next incarnation. So, although in real life experience, sometimes life doesn't make so much sense, but when you know from the soul level, when you're able to see how the true science works, how the true system, natural law functions, then you know that in the right time, every soul needs to do his work, no matter who it is, no matter what. So that is very individuated. One cannot place it upon a whole nation or blame it on some country or blame it on this or that. It's very unique for each soul, and every soul is unique in his causal body. And so in that relation, from the higher view, you know, it's all good. There are the lords of karma, and these lords of karma, they know what they're doing. They are generally placing this load that is not yet taken care of, even in the higher regions. They're placed there. And when the soul is ready, even after thousands of lifetimes, he will simply have to face that disbalance and make up for it. So nothing that exists is exempt from this law. And we may mention, however, that the law of karma extends only up to the region where the mind and the matter ceases. So above mind, above universal mind, above creation, so beyond creation and beyond manifestation, there is no karma. Why? Because there is a different law. So in the laws of this natural law of the universal creation and manifestation, it is a law of cause and effect. But in divine, it is a law of love. That's where there is no more karma. There's no more karma, meaning there's no more specific nature of cause and effect, as it is a law of love. So the law of love is a different law, and the law of love creates no karma. And that is really beautiful to know that. And as we work up this ladder and resolving what's accumulated, unresolved experience, because that's what it is, unresolved experience, that has created certain distortions, and simply it all needs to return back to the higher balance. It is also important to remember that we are all constantly creating karma in occurring debts, and all of these debts must be paid off. In a way, it is a pity that all mankind cannot fully grasp the significance of this law, because if they could, the whole social structure of the entire world would remodel, because every debt must be paid. So no man can possibly get something for nothing. He may go into debt, but if he does, the debt must be paid by him either sooner or either later. So it may not be known when we are to pay, but the one fact of importance which stands absolutely important is that everyone must pay. Paying is something that is energetic. Yeah, we're not speaking of money here, but still on a physical level, money is used just the same way. You buy something and you get something back. You never go to a shop and take something because you know you have to pay for it. So that too is a cause and effect. So we live in this natural law that is how it works. And even maybe without money, you too can also give and exchange. So it's not always related to money, but it's related to energetic exchanges.